Hello everyone, this is FantasyEsque and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. When we left off in the previous episode, Yuki Noxa aged up into a young adult, so she is now an immortal. We have already gone ahead and done her makeover. I released the cast video last week, so feel free to check that out if you are interested. But since the Coven has already done a private gathering to celebrate her aging up, the Queen decided that it was time to get the evening going with a few more guests. So we're having a bit of a dinner party for the vampires. We've invited over Yuki's family members, so her twin brother Duncan, who is still a teen, he should be aging up at some point because they are twins. And then we have her father, Lord Art, as well. So these guys are going to interact a little bit. We've also invited over the Ranarain boys, so I'm excited to take a closer look at them. I'm not entirely sure if we have seen the Ranarain boys together. I've seen them, but I don't know if we've actually seen them together. Maybe we have in the execution episode. Not entirely sure, but we'll take a look at them and we will, I guess, get the night going. I think we might have the vampires resort to eating just plasma fruit. Maybe I can get our alchemist to cook something up, but I don't know if she would know of any vampiric recipes. I know there's a plasma fruit salad. Maybe I can get one of the vampires to work on it. Siri, thankfully, is a child, so she can have cake. Thank goodness. But, okay, let's dive right in. It's 6 p.m. Siri is quite hungry. She's gonna just take a piece of cake. And I am going to turn autonomy back on so that everyone more or less can do what they want. Now, let's take a look at some of our Sims. So we have Lord Art right over here. So these two, our married couple that we don't see together very often because they live separately doing separate things, but they're married. They're husband and wife. So cute. And these two together made this beautiful baby, which is our lovely Yuki Noxa. Now this is her party wear, so it isn't her everyday makeover. So there we go. But I gave her green hair, guys. I gave her green hair. I was so unsure about it. I was going back and forth. And there are times when I think I should go with green hair, but I've never done that for any of the vampires. I think Athena had greenish hair, like a mint green hair for her dark form that we didn't see that often. But I don't know what it is. I just get intimidated by green hair. I thought about it, and for her color scheme, I wanted to go kind of like a teal-ish color. Yeah, I thought the blue-green teal was very nice. And then I just thought, okay, we'll just go with the green. We'll go with the green, and I stuck with it. I'm glad I did. I think it works well. And then, just because I had this random thought that Yuki, when she aged up from a child into a teen, had some crazy random hair color, because a lot of our vampires, when they age up into teens, they might get some really weird hair color that is not at all inherited, because the game doesn't recognize the colors of the alpha hairs which their mothers have, so it screws something up, which is why I always go with the father's hair color for the girls when they age up. But the game gives them random colors, and I thought, what color did Yuki have when she was a teen? Funnily enough, she had a green hair when she aged up into a teen. She had a green hair, but I changed it to what her natural color is supposed to be, which is brown? Yeah, light brown is a natural hair color. Now that she's an immortal, though, she can do whatever she wants with her hair, and we went with green. So, I love her so much. I love her so much. But okay, all our Sims are kind of going around chatting. Oh, here is Duncan. Here is Duncan. He has not received a makeover. I think I only give my males a makeover when they become young adults because I know they're never going to age up and change. So, yeah. That's Duncan. You can see they look a little different. I think Duncan has a narrow face, but he has like the similar mouth and the yellow eyes. Okay, Aphrodite's eating cake even though she doesn't like it. Honey, you're gonna get sick, but that's fine. Now, here is one of, hold on. Here is one of the Ronarin boys. I don't know which one this is. One of them, I think, is evil, and the other one, like, they have traits that Isadora has. Like, I think they have similar traits to what Isadora has. So it seems as though they're like two parts of a whole that make Isadora. But okay, this is one of the boys. This one is Blaze. And I don't remember who has what trait, but that's Blaze. And here comes Luciano. Luciano, they're so attractive though. Soul, unfortunately, did not have any daughters, but her sons are attractive. Now, I'm pretty sure these boys, they actually, look at him. Look at him. Identical twins, Blaze and Luciano. Gorgeous. Flippin' gorgeous. They're gonna be amazing breeding material in the next generation, maybe. In future generations, whatever generation it is. I mean, Major, Major is Nokius' son. We've kept him for a long time and we still haven't bred him with anyone. So who knows how long they'll stay, but they're just amazing. Whichever female gets paired up with them is gonna be flippin' lucky, I tell you. Flippin' lucky. But let's see, everyone's gonna go about their thing. Now, Isadora, guys, she's a flippin' goddess. She's just stunning. Absolutely stunning. A bunch of you were saying that you dislike the evil ways of Isadora, but at the same time, she's just breathtaking. Another thing I didn't realize, guys, is that look at how beautiful Saphira is, but that's not what I realized. The thing I realized was that Saphira is like normal form, her coloring in terms of hair and eyes and whatnot, and her clothes to an extent. What is Isadora doing? I don't know. She's throwing up because she flippin' had food and they don't like food. But the coloring she has is similar to the coloring that Isadora has in her dog form. And Isadora is now the champion, so she is Saphira's mentor, which is very fascinating. It's like they were meant to be, you know? I just hope Saphira doesn't end up getting too influenced by Isadora in the world they're living in this young age, and have it come out in the future when she's a little bit older. But okay, Siri, you should probably go and use this disgusting toilet. Just gonna have to do it, honey. Just gonna have to use it. Okay, there's a bunch of food being made, and now Sims are eating it and getting sick, which is terrible. But these two are having a bit of a disagreement about something. I don't know what, but about something. Okay. Vampires, can anyone make any sort of plasma fruit salad? Let's check. Let's check. Plasma. I don't see plasma fruit salad. Yeah, I don't think she has enough, who has good... Maybe Zelda? Zelda might be able to make it. Let's check. Wait, what? Really? Okay, we need the vampire skill, don't we? Yeah, I think that's one of the recipes you learn if you have a high vampire. Okay, she has none. She has none. Who has some vampire lore skill? she has 4 vampire lore. Oriana, can you make plasma fruit salad? Plasma fruit salad. Where did it go? None of them can make it. Like, how many skill points do you need? Who else do we have? These ladies, vampire lore is very poor, I will say. Very, very poor. The queen has 5. Isadora has 2. Really? The queen's gonna have to make plasma fruit salad? She might not even be able to. Nobody knows plasma fruit salad. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell you. Okay, well that's fine. The cake's pretty much all gone. There's a few slices sitting around here, but... Oh look, it's also Anya! Anya! Lady Anya Frostbite! She is our new brood mother. So, there we go. They're having a bit of a chat. She looks lovely, doesn't she? Very unique and different from the other vampires. I love how my vampires look different because it helps make the characters more distinct in my mind. So that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Okay, now that I feel like the dinner party is going to be over pretty soon. Everyone's going about doing their own thing. Zora was doing something, clearing the cauldron. Okay, that's fine and well. But why don't we... What's Yuki doing? Yuki is baking a cake. Yuki for who? Is it... Oh, it might be because it's a dinner party. Everyone suddenly has this urge to cook. I suppose that makes sense. I suppose it does. But Yuki, let's quickly just have a scan of her outfits. So there we go. This is her palette, like I said, teal that she has going on. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Looks lovely on her. But once this party's over, we'll take a look at her everyday outfit, and then we'll take a look at her dark form. I also want to compare Saphira's normal form with Isadora's dark form because the similarity is uncanny, guys. And it wasn't even planned. Isadora, I don't think, was in the household when I gave Saphira her makeover, so I didn't know. I did not know. Okay, well, one of the things that I wanted to just like touch upon was something that I noticed when I was going through their rooms, because I was thinking that Isadora now is supposed to have access to this room, which I don't know if I've set. Let's see. Have I set this? Lock 4. I think we've set this, but I'm going to set it again. Lock 4, everyone but Isadora, and then I want Saphira to have access. Allow access to Saphira. Yeah. So there we go. I was looking at this very pink and pretty and lovely room. It's very soft, you know. We've got this beautiful fairy tale castle in the back. This is Sol's room. She was a big softie. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, Isadora now has this space, but I imagine Isadora walking in here and just, you know, looking at everything in distaste and thinking, ugh, sickly sweet. And so I was imagining Isadora kind of studying all the different things in this room, and I saw these 2 stones. And I suddenly remembered that these 2 stones are not necessarily favors like we had in previous generations. They were more, I suppose, titles? Yeah, like achievements, titles that the queen awards her ladies, I think maybe once every season. Something like that. She awards the ladies for different things they have. So like who the most entertaining is, the most charismatic vampire is, who the most intelligent vampiress is, and who the most beautiful vampiress is. Like she gives these titles. It's like holding the title of the season, right? So it's a big deal for the vampires, and Sol had 2, guys. She had 2. So I went through my notes to kind of see what they meant, the gold stone and the red stone. And I had it written down here. Sol actually got awarded for the most entertaining vampiress and the most charismatic. So the gold was entertaining and red was charismatic. And then that made me curious, and I thought, well, let's take a look at some of the other rooms because there's 4 stones that the queen awards. So who got the other stones? And I thought, well, I feel as though Zelda would most definitely have a stone, and she does. She has the black stone, which was, I think, the most intelligent. So she got awarded by Queen Wisteria for being the most intelligent vampiress of her generation. And then Oriana has the purple stone, and the purple stone is for the most beautiful vampiress. So Yuki is descended from her mother is the most beautiful vampiress of the season. Now, I am so curious as to how Isadora would have performed if she had been here. She did not get to participate because she was the castle keeper and she wasn't part of the immediate coven. So I just found that so fascinating. It was something that I had completely forgotten about after putting it away, but I was looking at the room and I was thinking, oh my goodness, I forgot about this, but Sol was such an accomplished vampiress. I mean, according to the queen, she probably didn't do as well as she should have, as well as her bloodline has performed so far, but I mean, for us, she did a really good job, and she had these amazing qualities that even the queen acknowledged at one point. I mean, being charismatic and entertaining is a big deal, it takes a lot of effort. So I thought that was very, very fascinating. Now, another thing one of you lovelies mentioned was that it would be nice, right? It would be nice if the youngsters somehow had access to the true story of Sol and of Rowan so that they could rectify what Wisteria did with the tombstones in future generations. So, a future queen could go ahead and move maybe Rowan and Sol from Trader's Rest to the Honor Grounds after Wisteria has passed on. And you were saying that maybe Oriana would actually, having access to the story, maybe she would write the true story of what happened, and the youngsters could actually read that. So I'm very tempted to go ahead and do that. And I feel as though as a scholar, as the Coven historian, Lady Oriana would feel some sense of responsibility in making sure that this important lesson isn't lost on the youngsters. Because it could happen to one of them. What happened with Wisteria and the previous champion and the previous broodmother could happen with their children. And I'm sure she wants to protect them, and the best way to protect them is to show them a time when mistakes were made from all sides, right? The queen, Sol, Rowan, well, not really Rowan, Rowan was innocent, and Zelda, and when it cost them people that they were close to, had good memories of. So I think she's going to go up. She's going to get started on, once we get this replaced, of course, she's going to get started on a book. So let's write, let's see, it's going to be nonfiction. It's going to be nonfiction, I think. Oh, screenplay would be great. I'm tempted to write fantasy, but I mean, for them, it's nonfiction, right? It's not fantasy. So she is going to write that. Come on, let's get you going. Let's get you going. And this is going to be something, hopefully, that the youngsters read. Now, I think I mentioned previously that maybe Zelda would tell the youngsters eventually what actually happened, but I also feel as though Zelda doesn't see what occurred as important to know necessarily. What's important to know is that she lived. That's the only thing really that's relevant to her. because I feel like Zelda's a bit of a selfish character. I mean, I flippin' love her, and she is. I can't tell. I feel like her and Wisteria compete for niceness. I mean, she's mean. All the Salazar sisters in this generation, they have some negative quality, which is kind of hard to see when a lot of our vampires have dark personalities. So it's a bit difficult to see one as, you know, more evil than the other, but they have redeeming qualities. Regardless, sometimes we forget that Zelda isn't actually mean, and she's not a nice vampire. She's nicer than her sisters, but she's not a nice vampire, and I think as long as her life has been preserved, the important point has gotten across, which is she did not die a traitor's death. So it really doesn't matter to her what happened to Rowan and possibly what happened to Soul. Even in like the beginning, we saw Soul actually was in love with Zelda to an extent, but Zelda never reciprocated those feelings. So I don't know if she would pass that knowledge on. Oriana, however, you know, I mean, she helped Zelda, and she also knows the true story of Soul and Rowan because she talked to Soul before Soul's death. So I think she's the one with the kind of moral compass to do what's right. So she's going to note this down, and she's going to make sure that the youngsters read it. And maybe, not Oriana, maybe Yuki is going to read this book, and then she's going to share that knowledge with the other youngsters, and they'll make sure that the story carries on, doesn't just die with Rowan and doesn't just die with Soul. It's also important for the next scholar in line, Yuki, to be knowing this more than anyone else because the scholars, they advise the future queens. So if Yuki knows this from her mother, then she can advise Aphrodite in the future to make changes to the gravestones if that's what we want to go ahead and do. So this is going to be called The Lost Ranarain and Cavador. There we go. The Lost Ranarain and Cavador. Hold on a second. Yep, there we go. The real story of what happened to Lady Soul Ranarain and Lady Rowan Cavador. There we go. So she's gonna write that down, add it to her bookshelf, and Yuki's gonna study that. So I am much happier. But okay, now that we have the celebration ended, the other vampires have kind of gone home. What's this? I don't know who's calling. Sonara. Oh my goodness, Sonara! The dragons are passing away. Guys, our dragons are dying. The dragons are getting old. Okay, so I want to get Yuki kind of moved so we can actually see her makeover. So let's go do that. I'm excited to see Yuki. Come on, Yuki. Here we go. Oh, come on. Face this way. No, 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 no. Come here, Yuki. Come here. Okay. We need to turn autonomy off because she's struggling to follow instructions right now. Okay, come on, come on, come here. Come here in this direction, Yuki. You can do it. This direction. Don't mind Isadora. Don't mind Isadora. Okay, so let's get her changed into her everyday so we can see how gorgeous she truly is. And there we go. Doesn't she look lovely? Oh my goodness. Okay, here is Yuki, guys. This is Yuki's everyday outfit. That dress looks flippin' amazing. I absolutely love her with that green hair. And look at how lovely it looks from the back. That looks amazing. Backless, stunning. Absolutely stunning. But here we go. She has got very soft makeup, and I like that a lot on her. And then she's got a bit of dark jewelry, but just lovely. Just lovely. And then if we get her changed into her dark form, she's got that teal hair and green skin. And then she's got the dress in light blue. So I feel as though when she aged up into a teen, we really enjoyed her green skin. So I think I wanted to bring some of that green to her normal form, and I did it with the hair. But there we go. There we go. Doesn't she look adorable? She's so cute. She's pretty, but like she's cute as well. Look at that. She's lovely. She's lovely. And she looks so unique in her dark form. So unique. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to do, and I should do it before I forget, is actually, where's Saphira? Saphira's down here. Saphira, let's get you changed into your everyday. Can you chat with Isadora? Let's go enthuse about interests, because I actually want to show you guys the similarity between Isadora and Saphira when Isadora is in her dark form. It kind of feels like it was meant to be, you know, that they're somehow aligning. And at first I thought, well, does this mean that Saphira is taking on the qualities of Isadora and kind of becoming more like her mentor? But then I figured that maybe they'll actually gel quite well in training for the role of champion, because maybe Isadora's dark form is aligned with Saphira's true self, if that makes sense. Very, very odd, but that's kind of the direction we've ended up in, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So let's go ahead and take a look. Just while they're chatting next to each other. Okay, where'd you go, Isadora? Isadora. Okay, I am going to turn autonomy back on. Hopefully they don't run away. I don't think they should. Okay, let's actually, wait, yeah. Let's get you changed in your everyday, and then we'll get her to transform into her dark self. Come on. Okay, and then show dark form. Look at that, guys. Just look at this. Look at this. Don't they look practically the same? They could be mother and daughter at this rate. Let's see. Can we get both of them to like chat over here maybe? Yeah, let's chat here. Let's chat here. Both of you. Both of you. Maybe we can get them to sit somewhere? Or stand? Standing would be preferred. Come on, let's come in this direction. Look at that! Just look at that! Look at these two. They look practically the same, don't they? And I didn't even realize. It wasn't even intentional. It just happened. But there we go. Our two champions. So champion for this generation on the right, champion for the next generation on the left. This is them. Look at this. Just look at this. Similarity. The coloring is uncanny. But there we go. There we go with our lovely, lovely Sims. I mean, Isadora. She's like, my student. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. My beautiful student. She's perfect. Perfect to transform, to mold into what a true champion should be like. That's all we have, guys. But, okay, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.